When I tell you that a person wants to put you in prison, in a secret prison, and then experiment on your nerves and observe how you move, you will agree that this person is called a psychopath. Actually, a psychopath is someone with a pathology, a statistically derived system of beliefs about what is causing a nervous agitation or exhaustion. Although you sometimes refer to these people as schizophrenic, because they speak in a disjunctive way. Actually, the word for that is schismatic. They are threatening to put you in their religious institution, into some kind of private custody, without telling anyone why and without proving that it is consensual and you took some vow committing yourself to that. That is what it means to be schismatic. They speak in a disjunctive, cryptic, occult fashion about custody. When you hear them speak in that way and are scared of going into one of their institutions, you are the one who has schizophrenia at that moment because you're afraid of schism, the failure to communicate and prove at the probate court that a person is willingly subjecting themselves to the custody or institutionalization. The bachelors from the university talk in the way they do, using these scary, scrambled, disjunctive, uh, schismatic, fictional terms for forced arrangements of custody because simply it sexually arouses them because they use it to scare women. So when they use those words and they see the woman is agitated at that time, then they're going to use that word in their marketing or to scare people to get whatever they want. So not only are the psychiatrists directly involved in terrorizing battered wives and girlfriends who unknowingly get themselves into some relationship with a man who threatens them continually with a, uh, a forced custody that they uh, did not consent to. But they are obviously directly involved in absolving, sheltering, and shielding some of the worst criminals on earth because they directly conflate a psychological and a psychiatric issue because nobody uses psychiatry anymore. People don't even know what psychiatry was back in the 19th century. But psychiatry is a physician who cures a nervous agitation and exhaustion. Back in the 19th century, since it was necessary to walk around talking to people in order to get information, you used to hire a psychiatrist who gives you mostly uppers, helps you wake up so you can go around talking to strangers in the street. You don't use psychiatry anymore because you simply wait it out and use a computer and your neurosis will go away. It's more irrational, it's more insane. In fact, insanity is the fear of neurosis. And they have the fear of neurosis because they are egotistically associating themselves with a wellness regiment, a certain fitness where they go around at the college and converse and network and get themselves into philanthropic academic networks that derive their money not only from prostitution, but from the sectarian ownership of the public record, uh, from the failure of those universities and colleges to put health and safety information and legal evidence online a long time ago. When we say that they are pagan, that they are schismatic, we're referring to the fetishization of conversations, of bonding, of the physical act of going out on the campus and networking with the other students and with the teachers. The devil is literally the college. So they worship campus life. And since part of the public domain, part of the public record is the registration of professionals, which you cannot see unless they want you to see, and which you have to physically interact with them in order to see and be subjected to whatever behavioral code, they then institute one grand academic standard for the whole of society. One massive neo-colonial sectarian socialist corporation that owns the public record. So when one of them attacks you because you offended his honor, because you made him a little bit nervous, he's working with the psychiatrist who calls himself a psychiatrist and is actually a psychologist who helps you with the fitness of performing socially. So when you violate his honor and you make the psychopath a little bit nervous, he attacks you because the psychiatrist said that being a little bit nervous is a dangerous disease, as if you could not just go away from what is making you nervous and use your computer to communicate for a few hours. But again, the one who's calling himself a psychiatrist, pretending to be a medical doctor, is actually a psychologist who's helping you with the fitness performance issue of going out and networking on the campus or in the town. So when the psychiatrist shields all of these dangerous criminals and terrorists from prosecution, what he's saying is that anyone who gets nervous has the right to attack anyone who makes them nervous because they're not going to be able to perform socially on the campus. And this is the guy who's supposed to be curing your nerves. These guys who are directly complicit and collaborating with the most dangerous terrorists on earth. The terrorists who are themselves the ones making you nervous, who are the ones raping people and giving them neurosis. And then the same psychiatrist is supposed to be curing the rape victim and the victims of the terrorism, and then also sheltering and shielding the terrorists. Because anyone who gets nervous has the right to smash you on the head because to defend their honor and their academic standing. You will agree that this person who is described as pathologically insane is not the person who is a little bit nervous and a little bit exhausted because they got nervous, but the person who is afraid of getting a little bit nervous and who fights anyone, therefore, who criticizes them or treats them in a way that they don't find to be nice.